What's going on? All right, so I can't figure out how to do what I need to do, which is I want to turn around my camera so that I can't see myself here, but I want to have myself on the big screen TV so that I could view the comments. Now, let's see here. So the beginning of this is going to be real boring, and I apologize for that. There's just nothing I can do because I don't know how to do this. The board cyborg. So I have to find my live stream that I'm currently doing, which is right there. Okay, cool. All right, so it's going to be a bit of a delay, but I'll at least be able to see the comments as they pop up on the screen. So that should work. And also, now I have to try to figure out a good camera angle while looking at my TV. So let's see. Bear with me, guys. Okay. All right. Again, sorry, guys. All right. All right, I got to stop moving it so that I could see how it appears on my screen here. All right, I think we're good. This is going to be very distracting to see me on the screen 10 seconds behind. But that's okay. I want to thank everybody for checking out this live stream. I'm trying to do it so that there's none of this. Let me see. Let me make sure it's not reversing. Because that's the whole reason why I'm doing this. Okay, so you could read that, and that looks correct. All right, well, that's good. That is good. So how's everybody doing today? We've got a crazy, ambitious live stream here where we're going to talk about 150 out-of-print horror movies. I have no idea what's in this box. I've never bought from this seller on Mercari before. Sorry. All right, so a little bit less headroom there. All right, I'm going to have to edit this live stream. Now that I have it mostly how I want it here, that is a good thing. All right. Sorry, guys. I need to figure out how to do live streaming if I'm going to be a live streamer, because I am very not good at this. So can you guys... So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this and see your comments. God damn. Any advice is more than welcome. I want to see the comments, but I'm not sure. Live chat. There we are. Okay. So can you guys comment for me just to make sure that it is... the chat is showing up on my screen? Essentially, I have a monitor here on my screen of what I'm doing. It's about 10 seconds behind, but I'm trying to get this set up so that I could read your texts, your chats, and communicate with you guys, as well as... Can you guys, are you, because I'm not seeing it pop up on my screen here. There we are. Good evening. Lucy, yes, okay. We are in business. Again, I'm going to be seeing your chats a little bit on a delay here. But Dean, I see, thank you so much. We got 150 movies, Lucy, for about 128 bucks. So less than $1. Gungshi, what's happening? Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry for the rough, very rough start. Not too happy about that. But it is what it is. I'm learning this stuff. I'm a Luddite. Literally, I'm a Luddite when it comes to this stuff. So, good to see Gungshi, Dean, and Lucy in here. Thank you to everybody who is checking out this live stream. We're going to get right into it. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It helps me get exposure and get my channel out there for more people to see, which is obviously a goal of mine. And also, if you're new to the channel and want to see more videos like this, more live streams like this, I should say, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications. So, with that said, guys, I'm not going to leave you waiting any longer since I've already fumbled about for 20 minutes like an idiot. Sorry, I'm just taking a couple sips of my kombucha, my weekly kombucha here. And a nice swig of vodka. To get loosened up. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't drink. That is just water. All right. So this is ridiculous. You guys ready for this? I can't... This is the box! I'm so excited to open this. I hope this is good. So the Mercari channel, the Mercari store that I want to shout out is called VIP Video. And I got this from VIP Video. It seems to be some sort of wholesale DVD seller at some point who is cleaning house and getting rid of these huge lots here. And I am going to dig into this. I can't wait, so I'm just going to dig into it right now. I've got my razor blade. I don't know how this is going to go. I hope I could speak highly of this seller, VIP Video. I hope I could speak highly of what's in this box, but I won't know until I go through it. And you guys know me. I'm not going to hide how I'm feeling. I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling. I'm going to call it like I see it, in other words. All right? So that's the box, which is ridiculous. Sorry if my address was on there. What's up, What have I been watching lately? Slashers. And there's a good reason why I've been watching slashers. And I will be scheduling that tonight, actually. A week from today, guys, I'm doing a crazy ambitious live stream where I will be ranking 100 slasher films. One by one, talking about each and every one of them, showing off what I own in this format. And it's going to be a blast. I cannot wait to do that. I'm thinking it's going to be a 4-hour live stream at least. You know me. I'm going to be talking and talking and talking. The postman must have broke his back. Yeah, no shit. No Mayo, what's going on? Hey, Mike, I hope all is well. 86 movie. Oh, I love Link. I have it in the collection up here. Link is a great killer chimp movie. As somebody who doesn't like exploitation of animals in movies, that movie seems to handle it pretty well, despite the poor chimp being in stressful situations. I always say your name before I actually have a vocal filler. But yeah, I'm very excited about doing the slashers. Like I said, I'm going to push it out tonight. My brother's working on a little bit of marketing for it. And we're going to do something crazy. My most successful video is found footage, 50 found footage films. And that video has 60,000 views. It's always getting views. And so I feel like I want to do something in that same realm since that was my most successful video. We're going to try a live stream. Fuck it. I hope it goes well. Marco's Movie Collection. Thank you so much, Marco, for the kind words there. Thank you very much in my video games. I know it's a movie chat today, but this is where I do my videos. The slasher one I might do, in front of my horror movies. We'll see. You have a list like that on Letterboxd, ranking all the slashers I've seen. Can you send me a link to that list? I've been working with, believe it or not, ChatGPT to come up with a structure. I have rules, essentially, of what makes... I think there are 5 bullet points that make a slasher a slasher. If the films that I'm considering have 3 out of 5 of those, I'm going to add them to the slasher. I've got some proto-slashers from the early 70s in there, like Warlock Moon. I don't want to talk about it too much. It is subjective. It is my opinion. And I have very good reasons as to why things are there and why they're not. I am separating giallo from slashers. I feel like rock and roll breeds heavy metal. Giallo breeds slashers. But we'll talk about that at some point. I have qualifiers for my list. I've thought about it quite a bit, in fact. And I have 86 in the list so far, and I know I've seen about 110, so it's going to be crazy. You exclude gialli. Exactly. Exactly. Very good with the plural giallo there. Very nice. I draw the line at giallo. Giallo is distinct to me. And I'll go over why. All right, guys. I'm going to turn on my fan because it's going to get a little hot in here. Do I collect Betamax? No, I do not. I have a couple Betamax of horror movies that never made it to DVD or VHS, but that's really about it. I had The Hitcher on Betamax, and I ended up selling that off at some point to fund the Blu-ray. So, Texas Chainsaw, yeah, I actually just rewatched that today. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I do consider to be a slasher, and I have my reasons why. But today is not that video. I don't want to bore people anymore. We're going to dig into this box, all right? Home invasion torture genre is another gray area. Yeah, that's a good point. Serial killer movies, etc. All right, guys, I'm breaking the seal on this giant box of fucking movies. 150 out-of-print horror movies. On the listing, it says they try not to do duplicates, but if there are duplicates, forgive them, they're human. Now, I can accept that, but if that's being used as a way to put a whole bunch of duplicates in here, I won't be too happy about that. I think there's a way you could do it carefully, but I hope VIP Video, I hope I have nothing but nice things to say about VIP Video. All right, guys, this is so exciting. All right, I'm so excited. They should make R-rated horror version of Home Alone. Yeah, that's a good point. What did I watch recently that was kind of like that? I forget. All right, guys, I'm so excited. I'm too excited to think right now. No, it's totally fine. All the questions are great. I want to try to address all of them. You ask specifically great questions. All right, guys, so who's ready for this 150 movie unboxing? Let's jump right in. No more waiting. These are all brand new and sealed, by the way. Brand new and sealed. Here we have Gravy, directed by James Roday. Gravy. Have you heard of this one, guys? That is a Scream Factory. So, a Scream Factory for less than $1, brand new and sealed? Heck yeah. Looking for a little something extra in your horror movie diet? Let Scream Factory pass you the gravy. It's Halloween night. A trio of costume misfits with a very special dietary requirement invades a Mexican cantina and forces the staff to engage in a late night of gluttony. So it sounds like a psycho killer cannibalism kind of movie here. Deliriously demented horror comedy with an outstanding cast. Let's see who the outstanding cast is. Michael Weston. Ooh, pretty outstanding. Jimmy Simpson, Sutton Foster, Lily Cole, nothing but outstanding. Paul Rodriguez, I know that name. Gabri Sibidi, wow, the big chick from Precious. Sarah Silverman, now we're getting some names here. All right. Well, I don't know anything about this, guys. I hope it's fun. That's the first one. I will say, based on the first one that I pulled out, this is going to be a good lot. Scream Factory? Heck yeah. Blood Diner and Motel Hell? Yeah, those are both really fun movies. Oh, uh-oh. Yee. We've got a loose disc here. Actually, I'm going to crack it open just to prevent it from moving around. So, and then I will discuss what it is. I'm going to make a mess. That's okay. All right, sorry guys, just bear with me a moment. All right, guys, yeah, this case got broken, and the disc is a little scratched up. It's not too bad, though. Things like that are bound to happen. But this one, guys, is Pig Hunt. Pig Hunt from the director of Skinwalkers and Jason X. Okay, there you go. guy that did a couple genre films here. By the way, rest in peace, Robert Redford, one of my all-time favorite actors and the greatest eyes in Hollywood. Yes, definitely rest in peace. I gotta be honest, though, I was never too impressed with Robert Redford. I know, it's crazy. I haven't seen many... I've seen a bunch of his films, and none of them thrill me. His performances don't thrill me. I am not too impressed with what I've seen so far. I know. I'm sorry. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, The Sting, both of those were... I was mediocre on the first time around. I hope that changes the second time around. I do love Spy Game. Spy Game was excellent. I liked his performance in that. Not one that people bring up all the time. But, yeah, a lot of the legendary actors are passing away. It's wild to see. And, you know, Ozzy Osbourne, things like that, so... All right, guys, and Lucy, have you heard of the Edgar Wallace movies, inspired giallos, and Edgar Wallace? No, I'll have to look into Edgar Wallace, Lucy. I plan tomorrow on my day off to do some deep diving into the slasher genre so I can have plenty to talk about. Sorry, guys, I've had a sore throat for a couple days. Talking for the next 2 hours won't help. Great Waldo Pepper, I'll check that one out. Very underrated film. 3 Days of the Condor, I was like a 3 out of 5. I thought 3 Days of the Condor was pretty good. I wasn't blown away by it, but I know a lot more now compared to when I saw it for the first time, so I'll definitely have to be checking that out again. Anyway, guys, Pig Hunt by the director of Skinwalkers and Jason X. Damn fun from start to finish. The wildest American horror film of the year. Jim Isaac directs this film from 2008. A lot of these are going to be from the aughts, which was one of the reasons it appealed to me so much. All right, next, I'm going to try not to look in the box either. I don't want to really see what's in the box as I'm pulling them out. Here we have War of the Dead. Do I have this one? Let's see. War of the Dead. No, I don't see this one in the wall. That's good. So, I get mixed up with all the of the Dead movies, obviously. Like an episode of Band of Brothers with zombies. That sounds good to me. Horror with a heavy dose of action, adrenaline, and balls. Spelt with a Z. So you know it's got to be good when they spell balls with a Z. Thank you, ain't it cool? Mixes Slices of the Dirty Dozen with Day of the Dead. Sounds good. This seems to be... There's a lot of very Eastern European names here, but maybe it is an American film. Not exactly sure. Do you guys know anything about War of the Dead? Again, brand new and sealed. I'll take it. All right, next up, we're going to pull another one out here. I don't want to look. All right, Jason X is schlocky fun. Yes, it is. And yeah, Billy from the Game Chasers that was a devastating one for me because that dude was so healthy and so young. And I'm 37. Like, this shit is starting to scare the shit out of me. All of my peers and all of these millennials just dropping like flies for no good reason, it seems. So, not sure what's going on, man. It's kind of scary. Which actor's death hits you the hardest? None of them really affect me that deeply. Actually, the YouTubers that I grew up watching, like Billy, that was a weird one because, you know, I watched him when I was in my 20s and like throughout the last few years. It's just weird to see people like that go because you feel like a more intimate connection with YouTubers and whatnot. But yeah, actor death, I can't really say. They don't really affect me too much. Even though, you know, I care about their passing. Luke Goss and Val Kilmer in Pay Dirt. Bury the past and find the cash. This doesn't seem like too much of a horror film, but that's okay. You know, this is gonna have some weird off-kilter stuff. Christian Sesma, I know that name. What else did he direct? Anyway, Pay Dirt. Not heard of this one at all. Never before. All right, next up we have Bone Hill Road. Pretty sure I have this one. Let me see, Bone Hill Road. Yep. Yeah, I have this one, but again, I'm not sure if it's sealed. So the ones that I have, I'll be selling at the game shop or at a local bookshop or whatever it might be. But this one is Bone Hill Road. I have it in the collection. Hunger Shows No Mercy. Seems to be some sort of a werewolf kind of story. It's got some good blurbs on the back. Directed by Todd Sheets. Came out in 2018. So there are films from the last 10 years in this box, which is kind of cool. Next up, we have Doomsday Voyage. I actually picked this one up recently, or about a year ago. There was an eBayer that was getting rid of these movies for like $2-3. I ended up picking this up then. And now I get another copy for less than $1, so hopefully I could move this one. Joseph Cotton, Charles Durning, James Edwards, Anne Randall. Very provocative cover there with a beautiful young woman who looks like she just got out of the shower with a gun to her head. She was a death ship on a sea of blood. She was a death ship on a sea of blood. Political extremist on the run after assassinating a corrupt politician. Hastily stows away on a freighter, kidnapping its sole passenger, Catherine Jason, the daughter of the ship's captain. So, thriller. Looks like a thriller. I'm not sure if this is a horror movie or what. It's from 1972, though, so that's kind of cool. Alright, guys. If you know any of these movies, please leave down in the comments below what you've heard about them. Whatever that might be. I'm sorry if I miss any comments, guys. I'm looking at my TV as a monitor and answering, reading them off the television. And I have a weird habit of looking at the television because I think that's where the camera is. The camera's right here. Alright, guys. It's going to be a long night. I hope you guys got a snack, have urinated, because I've already gone through 6 movies, and we've got a bunch more to go. Now, this kind of shit is why I got this lot, and why I'm excited to see stuff like this. Deep within the darkness of your past, a new terror is taking shape. Savage Harvest 2! Fuck Savage Harvest 1! I hope it's in here, that would be awesome, but Savage Harvest 2... Wes Vance from deadpit.com says, a blood-splattered gallery of gore. It looks kind of inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, very low budget. Jason Christ wrote and directed this movie. It was made in 2007. It is presented in its original 4:3 aspect ratio, so there you go. Gives out big dollops of well-written characterization atop its meaty stew of violence, a sequel done right. So there you go. This seems right up my alley, guys. Very excited to check this out. Successful director of low-budget horror films, has been chasing monsters his whole life. When an actor is accidentally killed on the set of his latest production, Tig returns to his hometown to reassess his life. However, all new nightmares await him there. Sounds good. This is a sequel, too, of all things. Have you guys heard of this? And it's a 2-disc collector's edition, so that's kind of awesome. Very happy to find stuff like that in this lot. So far, so good. I'm pretty happy with how this is going. So, thanks to VIP Video for this lot here. Here we have We All Fall Down. And it all falls down. And it all... Sorry, doing my Lauryn Hill thing. I bust out in song every once in a while. My life is a musical. This one, guys, We All Fall Down is, and then I start thinking of Step by Step, Torn Apart, dun dun dun, we all fall down like toy soldiers. Lucy says, in Doomsday Voyage, plays an actress from Westworld. Okay, cool. Didn't know that. That movie's from 1972, apparently. Survival is more than just instinct. Let's look for the cheesiest motto, cheesiest horror movie motto out of all these films. Here we have, when there is no cure, innocence is the first casualty. I thought it was truth. Innocence is the first casualty. They say truth is the first casualty of war. This looks really low budget, pretty cheesy, but it's from 2017, so hey, I've never even heard of this. Earth has been laid to waste by a virus, mutating all adult humans into flesh-eating zombies. That's original. The infection lies dormant in all surviving children. Wow. Bringing about the change near the age of 18. That's kind of unique. So, you only turn into a zombie. It's like a virus that lays dormant, as viruses do. And when you turn 18, you become a zombie, I guess. That's actually a kind of a cool plot. I'll give it that. That's kind of neat. We All Fall Down. Very cool. Oh my god, there's so many movies in here. I'm about to have a movie orgasm. Alright, guys. I need to calm myself here. The reason I keep looking up here is to see if I have this in my collection, which I don't. Bitter Feast by Joe Maggio. James LaGrosse, Mario Batali, Wonderfully Wicked. It says, Let's see if there's any taglines here. No taglines. A food critic can dish it out, but can he take it? Revenge is on the menu for notorious blogger J.T. Franks when he publishes a rumor which leads to the demise of TV chef Peter Gray's culinary empire. James LaGrosse. I think I spot Larry Fessenden. Yep, Larry Fessenden's on the back there. Right there. Let me see if I can get this to... there we go. Yep, Larry Fessenden. Okay. And yeah, Bitter Feast. I don't know this one, guys. That's the whole point. I don't know most of these, and that's why I'm excited to have this lot. Because I'm at that point where the most exciting movies for me are not the valuable ones. They're the ones I've never heard of. Valuable ones, and plus never heard of, would be nice. That's the ultimate goal. All right, Bloody Disgusting says about this film, I was completely blown away. Completely. From the producers of The Guest and You're Next. My girl, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I love her, and the late Lance Reddick is in Faults. Faults is one that can't be missed, says Film Pulse. A twisty, winningly unsettling feature debut, says the New York Times. Winningly. That's an interesting term there. This one came out in, it does not say on the back, but it looks like within the last 10 years or so. And Leland Orser. That name is recognizable. Leland Orser. John Grease. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So yeah, this has a bunch of people in it that I've heard of. Mysterious cult. Claire is under the grip of a mysterious new cult called Faults. Desperate to be reunited with their daughter, Claire's parents recruit one of the world's foremost experts on mind control, Ansel Roth, to kidnap and deprogram her. Wow. However, once the process is underway, Ansel realizes he may not be the one in control. That's kind of cool. All right. Sounds humanistically horror. I'm down with it. Never heard of Faults. And like I said, I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. All right, this one is not brand new and sealed. This one is open. And again, there are going to be exceptions for that kind of thing. I'm looking up at the collection right now. Pretty confident I have this on Blu-ray, The Living Dead Girl. But this is an awesome one to get in a lot like this, guys. Jean Roland film. It's in absolutely perfect shape. This is a film by Redemption, put out by Redemption. And yeah, guys, I'm really feeling this lot so far. If you guys are, like I said, you check out VIP Video on Mercari and show him some love. I told him I'd shout him out in this video if he cut me a deal, and he did. And hell, if this lot keeps going the way it has, I might get another one. I'm just worried about duplicates at that point, you know what I mean? But yeah, Redemption, Kino put this out, essentially. I believe Redemption was a Kino label. And yeah, this DVD came out in '99, so this is an old DVD. Looks like it's still brand new, too. Living Dead Girl, Jean Roland, French film there. Oh, nice. I think do I have this one? I thought I had this one, but I guess I don't. That's exciting, because this is a found footage film that I don't own. The Den. I must own this. Oh, wait, you know what? Maybe I do. It's down in my... Yeah, I do own it. Alright, I do own it. So, boom, that's my copy, and that's the brand new copy there. So what I'll probably do, since mine is in perfect condition, I'll probably end up keeping... This is, you're seeing the collector mind in its process right now. I'm going to end up keeping this nice... new version and selling off the brand new one. Unless, yeah, I'll probably end up bringing this to the store. I think things like that could sell there. Living Dead Girls, but not the Living Dead Girl. Right, that's Roland from the 70s, I believe. That's, it doesn't say the actual date of the film on the back, because this was put out at a time where they actually actively tried to deceive people as to when films were released, because people didn't like old films. People still don't like old films. I don't understand it. I never will. The Den. Do you guys know this one? I've heard really good things about this found footage film. It's supposed to be really creepy and humanistically horrific, I should say. Alright, next up we have... I think I have most of these. Midnight Movie Horror Set here. One of these, you know, cheapy... straight-to-video collections. But I have Shallow Ground. I'm pretty sure I have Evil Remains. Severed, I know I have. Forest of the Dead. Gone Dark. This one seems interesting. Pete Postlethwaite, Henry Czerny, Claire Forlani, and Lauren Bacall. Even good cops lose their way. What's that one about? An undercover drug agent has been in too long. The line between her job and her assumed lifestyle as girlfriend to the crime boss has become blurred. As her double life begins to unravel, she must do whatever it takes to stay alive and keep New York City's biggest drug bust from going up in smoke. Well, that's not a horror film. That does not sound like a horror film. But that's okay. I'd say this is the weakest one so far, mostly because I own 2 of them. But Severed is a kind of a cool one. Gungshi says, The Den sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I know it's like a live stream. I'm pretty sure some guy has kidnapped some girls, and he's got them in cages, and he's doing live streams. Something along those lines. That's probably the gist, at least. All right, there's a bunch of movies here. I'm trying to block them. I don't want to see them. This one I pulled out the other night because, like I said, I've been watching a lot of slasher films. This one, I'm not sure what country this is from. I think it's in English. Gunnar Hansen, Iceland maybe? Iceland? Very Scandinavian names on the back here. Nordisk, the Icelandic Film Center. There you go. So this is an Iceland movie. It's actually called the Reykjavik Whale Watching Massacre. But in America here, they rebranded it Harpoon Whale Watching Massacre. The catch of the day is you. So this is some sort of Icelandic slasher comedy parody kind of thing. And I do own it. I pulled it out last night to watch it, but I ended up going with something else. But that is very cool to see. I approve of that one. All right, Jamie Winstone, Ray Winstone, they're probably related, and Elfie Hopkins star in Cannibal Hunter. So a father-son team up there. Sleepy Hollow meets Sweeney Todd. Ray Winstone looks like he plays some Texas Chainsaw Massacre inspired chef or butcher. Got some creepy imagery here on the back. Came out in 2012. I don't know much about this, guys. A cracking horror ride after a mysterious new family moves in and her neighbors start disappearing. Aspiring detective Elfie Hopkins finally has a case to crack. The deeper she digs, the more gruesome the details get. Have Elfie and blah, 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 blah. Elfie Hopkins Cannibal Hunter is the name of the movie. Sorry, I thought Elfie Hopkins was an actress. All right, another one I have no idea about, but Ray Winstone being in it gives me some hope. Who are the neighbors having for dinner? Interesting. God, there's so many horror movies, aren't there? There's so many goddamn movies. I look at movies more than probably any human on the planet. I'd say probably top 100. I see more movies on a daily basis. I hunt for movies, and I still find these movies I've never, ever heard of. All right, that one's got a little piece of plastic loose, but I'm okay with that. Unrated Director's Cut, the horrifying true story that inspired The Hills Have Eyes. Hillside Cannibals, a Lee Scott film. For 400 years, they've hunted one animal only. Man. So there you go. Based on the terrifying true story of the Sawney Bean Clan that inspired The Hills Have Eyes. Sawney Bean Clan. Okay, cool. This one came out in 2006 by The Asylum. Woo-wee! We got an Asylum film here, but this is early Asylum, when they weren't making nothing but absolute garbage. They were making garbage, but occasionally somewhat inventive garbage. They've always ripped off and done things like that. You know, based on the real story that inspired Hills Have Eyes, here's the better version. It never is. But I'm cool to have that one. That's pretty neat. Ooh, here's one that looks good. I've never heard of this one. Stu Brumbaugh, Daisy Leonard, unrated director's cut of The Vessel. Some secrets are better kept hidden. That's a pretty shitty tagline. This is the limited edition. I got the limited edition director's cut of The Vessel, guys. The most disturbing horror film with one of the best twists ever seen. That is a fucking bold claim on the back there. A bold claim. But yeah, let's see. This, you know, a movie's not going to be great when they show 4 screenshots on the back and they're just of people. You know, it's nothing no blood, no gore, no cool lighting, no cool sets, just people. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it to focus, and since there's a delay, I can't quite get that. But yeah, The Vessel, hey, it looks fine. We'll check it out. From the director of The Boogeyman. Ooh, Uli Lommel film. Or Uli Lommel. I literally watched an Uli Lommel film last night, or Uli Lommel, however you want to pronounce it, called The Boogeyman, the classic from the 1980. It was an interesting film. I'll be talking about that during my slasher video. But Uli Lommel does Baseline Killer. Inspired by the streak of murders committed along Baseline Avenue in Arizona during 06 and 07. This film came out in 08, so not wasting any time in that realm. One of the shots looks found footage, the other one doesn't. I'm not exactly sure. So either way, it's an Uli Lommel film. It's probably going to be shit-tastic, but entertaining. Alright, I'm almost done with the top layer, and then we have fucking a ton of movies. Ooh, ABCs of Death 2. Do I have this one? ABCs of Death. No, I don't have ABCs of Death 2. Yes! Success. Great success. I have number 1. I'm looking at it up there. ABCs of Death 2. Not that this is like a masterpiece or anything, but this has a lot of fun segments, just like the first one does. I mean, you get 26 shorts from 26 different directors, 26 different visions. Some are insane, some are stupid, some are fun, some are scary. But I love this idea. 26, each letter of the alphabet gives you a word, and that word is what the theme of the horror film is. I think it's a very creative endeavor. But yeah, this is ABCs of Death 2. Very excited to check this one out. Or to watch it again, or add it to the collection is what I meant, because I've seen it. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, I see a crocodile. Zoe Bell and Joe Lando are in Freshwater. What would a out-of-print, crappy horror movie, B-movie horror lot be without a couple shark movies and crocodile movies? So here we go. Freshwater, Terror Lives Below the Surface. I mean, it's a good sign that Zoe Bell is in it. I think that's cool. But, you know, Wild Eye Releasing put this out. Who knows? I'll have to give it a shot. Oh, boy. The Monster Collection. 16 movies. Look at that. Let's see what's on this, guys. Snow Beast. Nice. From the 70s? That's awesome. I have, like, 4 copies of Snow Beast at this... No. Snow Creature I have. Snow Beast, I don't think I have. That's from 77. Creature from the Haunted Sea. Beast from Haunted Cave. The Beast of Yucca Flats. Oy. Maron. The Mad Monster. Giant Gila Monster. King of the Zombies. The Monster Maker. Lady Frankenstein. Yeah, these are all like super public domain ones. She-Demons. Attack of the Giant Leeches. Yeah, these movies are in all sets. For the most part. But there seem to be a couple here that I don't think I own in any capacity. So, cool. Can't expect much from those 16 movie sets and whatnot, but... Here we have a film called Beneath the Mississippi, The Truth Lies. Beneath the Mississippi. Have you heard of this one, guys? We've got Lonnie Schuyler directs a 2008 film. Documentary filmmaker Ellie Thompson learns that hundreds of people have disappeared in the Mississippi River where she grew up years before when Ellie was 5. I think this is a found footage film. Looks like it, at least. Beneath the Mississippi. There you go. Never heard of it. Alright. Next up, we have Josette Pacino. Weird. Zhu Razier and Brian Neil Hoff. Sometimes therapy doesn't work for everyone. That's a weird tagline. Sometimes therapy doesn't work for everyone. Can't you just say sometimes therapy doesn't work? For everyone seems a bit superfluous. So I think that takes the cake as the dumbest tagline so far. 2014, this movie looks super low budget. But hey, that's what I did this for, to get these super low budget movies and give some of these a shot. I hope everybody is doing well. I want to thank everybody. I have no idea how many people are in this live stream. Thank you to all who have joined and who are enjoying this. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you want to see more like it. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's in the chat right now. I appreciate it, guys. Next up we have, ooh, I think this is a South Korean. Yeah, South Korean film here. The killer confessed, but the crime is far from over. No Mercy. I didn't expect an East Asian film to be in here. So it is in Korean, which is nice, full English subtitles. When his daughter is kidnapped in an extortion attempt, Kang is forced to tamper with evidence, provoking a deadly battle of wits between a desperate father and a cold-blooded murder with a hidden agenda, but it's a twisting line between justice and vengeance. Sounds good. Sounds like Memories of the Murder. Sounds like something that the South Koreans do very well. Maybe not so much a horror film, but that's okay. All right. We're making a dent. We're making a dent. A hobby dent. All right. Here we have Aaron Paul, Scoot McNairy, and Cameron Richardson. So a decent cast there. Looks like another low-budget movie here, directed by John Asher. These are all low-budget. That's why I bought them. 2011 or 2012, this film came out. His Trash, Your Tragedy. When their car breaks down, a group of teens head to a nearby junkyard to salvage car parts. Little do they know that an insane serial killer has escaped from prison and is lurking in the area. So there you go. Serial killer, slasher type of film here, maybe. Aaron Paul, Scoot McNairy, when they were a bit younger. Next up, we have a film called Claustrophobia. Not heard of this one. I haven't heard of most of these. That's why this is so impressive. Some memories are best left in the closet. Again, very low-budget looking movie here with Shriek Show. Nice to see that Shriek Show put this out. That gives me some hope. It's got some creepy imagery on the back. Let's see, Harlan Schneider. This was released in 2009. So another aughts horror film. I really honestly bought this lot to beef up my aughts horror film collection. There were so many DTV movies at that time, and I know that some of them have yet to be discovered as hidden gems, and that's a big reason why I wanted to buy this lot for the channel, is to watch some of these weird aughts movies from the last 20 years that not many people have heard of, and try to see if they're worth talking about in the modern era. Here we have Killer Eye, Halloween Haunt. I believe I have this one. Let me see. I think there are a couple of these types of films. Halloween Haunt. Nope, I have it up there. Yes, I do have it sealed right here and used on the shelf. So I will be probably moving the sealed one, whether it's at the game store or on eBay, whatever it might be. Killer Eye. This is a Charles Band movie. I don't know much about Killer Eye. It looks cool. Looks like a Charles Band movie, so it's going to be short, shitty, entertaining. Next up, we have Screen Media Darkside presents Self-Storage with Eric Roberts and Michael Berryman. So those two have made quite the rounds in every movie, especially Eric Roberts, every movie imaginable. The guy was making like 200 movies a year at some point. It was absolutely fucking ridiculous. I'm using hyperbole there a little, but it was dozens and dozens of movies every year. Garbage. Michael Berryman, Tommy Dreamer from the WWE, okay, Jonathan Silverman from movies no one's heard of. Tom DeNucci wrote, directed this one, and produced it, whoever that is, and 2013 this came out, so there you go. I don't know. Charles Band strikes again. Yes, I'm okay with Charles Band movies in this lot. Okay, here we have our first TV series, that's odd, called Conviction. Conviction. Have you ever heard of this? This does not look like horror. Conviction, the year's hippest and hottest new show from 2006. Yeah, this doesn't look like horror in the cutthroat New York judicial system. If you're intelligent, ambitious, and new, there's only one way to get things done. With Conviction. 13 episodes, award-winning creator Dick Wolf from Law & Order. Yeah. Doesn't really sound like my kind of thing, but I'll take a look into it. I'm not going to dismiss it out of hand. We've got another loose one here. Oop. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it trying to get it back on the... So I don't want to open it if it's not one that I really want to keep around. I don't know anything about this. Guys, this is only the first step. Second step is to look everything up and see what's up with all these movies, and that's part of the fun for me. Alright, fuck it. I can't get the damn thing open. So I'm just gonna open it. So I can stop boring you guys. Alright. That's enough. Stop moving around. God damn it. Alright. How beat up are you? Not at all. Excellent. So I must have dislodged in the during the transit period. Sorry guys, I gotta get these stickers off. It drives me absolutely crazy when I can't see. This is a beast of a sticker. There we are. Alright guys, Winter of Frozen Dreams. This is one of the worst covers so far. This film came out, looks like, according to the Roman numerals, 2007. Let's see. Brilliant biochemistry student who is also a prostitute. What? Brutally bludgeoned body buried naked in the snow. Good alliteration, at least. Thus begins Winter of Frozen Dreams, a sordid love story and a macabre web of blackmail. And one of my light bulbs went out. Perfect timing. Let's see if it affected... Excellent. I don't know anything about this, guys. First televised murder trial in U.S. history. So this is another crime film. I didn't buy this lot for crime films, but I understand some crime films sort of blur the line between horror and crime. This is a serial killer film, it seems. Brandon Sexton III from Session 9. Keith Carradine, Thora Birch. That one doesn't thrill me too much. One sec, guys. Oh, and the light went back on as soon as I stood up and opened my window. How's that? Is the lighting a little better? Looks like many of the... Yeah, the movies mostly are from the 2000s, from the aughts or the noughts or whatever you want to call it. Actually, is that lighting worse somehow? Yeah, it might be. Yeah, and like I said, guys, that's why I wanted to buy this, because I'm going through a phase. When it was the early 2000s, I went through a phase of looking for late 70s and 80s stuff, obscure stuff that nobody knew about, and kind of making it my own. I feel compelled to do that for the aughts right now at this point in my life, which is kind of interesting. So, I don't know if any of these films are going to be good, if they're going to be worth watching. That's part of the fun of watching movies, right? All right, guys. Next up, we have definitely the funniest title so far. Ouija Shark. Ouija Shark. Ouija Shark. Gonna need a bigger board. There you go. So, you can imagine how bad this is gonna be. Oh my god. 2020. Why is it that straight-to-video movies get worse and worse over time? What's up with that phenomena? From the studio that brought you Velocipaster and Jurassic Shark. Look at that. Look at that. Come on. Focus. Ouija Shark. There you go. Look at that. Look at that image. Look at all of these images. They look horrible. Ouija Shark. Gungshi, do you recommend Ouija Shark? I don't even have anything to say. I don't even have anything funny to say. Insane and fun, like the title suggests. Maybe you love precisely this kind of cheese. We all do sometimes. So yeah, it's one of those movies that knows what it's doing. It's just a low-budget, crappy movie. Here we have, weird, Season 2 of Blood Ties, a crime series with bite. So this is one of those vampire crime series, this all the rage in the 90s and aughts. And yeah, I don't know anything about this, but I can't do much with Season 2, so... All right, next up we have a film called Meadowwoods. Murder is not always personal. It will rip your heart from your chest as darkness descends to pure shocking terror. Wow. That's quite the blurb. Let's see. Fangoria exerts a primal hold on the emotions that keeps you watching, dreading what's coming next. Some nice blurbs on the back here. Dread Central says dark, unsettling, and at times all too real, totally intense. In a sleepy and uneventful small town, 3 college students, bored and desperate to make their mark, plot a savage and merciless murder. To keep a video journal to memorialize their bizarre pact, they plot... Is this a found footage film? Do I sense a found footage film here from 2010? That would be cool. Meadowwoods. Never heard of it. I can't believe how many of these I've never heard of. Maybe for good reason. Here we have Uncharted, based on the video game series, I am sure. Just kidding. It's certainly not. Visitors are always welcomed. Demetrius Navarro. Frank Nunez. It's in English. It looks like a monster movie of some kind. The last summer, a small documentary crew set out on their latest project. They were young, they were adventurous, and they were all thought for anything until someone... So again, I'm not sure if this is a found footage movie. Could be. Uncharted. Alright, next up. Oh, nice. Head of the Family. You know, maybe some of these that I already have, I'll do a giveaway for. That would be fun. I haven't done a giveaway in some time. Can't really afford to do a giveaway right now because of shipping, but I'll do it anyway. Fuck it, who cares? Fuck it, I'm going live. Fuck it! This is Head of the Family. This is Charles Band. This is produced, at least. I don't know if he directed it. Robert Talbot directs this one. It's about this little guy who's like the head of a family. You get it? Because he's a big head. I have seen this movie, believe it or not, but it's been some time. Human experiments in the bowels of their basement. Physically controlled siblings into murdering Loretta's husband. Weird, wacky, full moon stuff. That doesn't overstay its welcome. I actually have this movie on Blu-ray. I picked it up many, many years ago on DVD at like a grocery store in Connecticut. And then I bought it on Blu-ray when they were having one of their sales, so... Alright, next up, I like the cover of this one, kind of cool. Dead on Appraisal, Real Estate is Hell. Zach Fahey and Mike Pfaff. I have no idea. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. A haunting anthology. This looks cool. Take a look at the cover. And then I'll show you the back here. The cover's kind of cool. I like this monstrous being, octopus tendrily monster here. And then we have some pretty good screenshots on the back. Some practical effects, some gore, etc. That's what you want to see on the back. You want to see people getting killed. You want to see creepy little monsters and puppets and shit. And this seems to be an anthology film here. The Morning After, first tale. Then there's Freddy and the Goblins. Fatherland. So it seems like at least 3... short films here in this film. Put out by Brain Damage in 2014. That's cool. That's a cool one. Alright. Hope everybody's doing alright. I hope I'm not boring you, putting you to sleep. I have this one on Blu-ray, actually. A Nightmare Captured on Film. It's in the blood. Dark Sky put this film out. Plague Town. I haven't seen this one, but like I said, I do own it on Blu-ray. I got it in a lot many, many years ago when I bought Bad Biology. This one came with it. And yeah, Dark Sky put this out, 2008. Don't know much about it. I'd imagine there's a town and a plague. If not, false advertising. Alright. Next up, we have what looks like a pretty shitty box set. Walmart sticker here for $6 back whenever. And, sorry, I'm just putting, there we go, a little sticker pile. The Walking Dead, Vampires and Zombies. Let's see, Vincent Price, let's see what's on here. Fangs of the Living Dead, that's Armando de Osorio, I have that. Grave of the Vampire, Vampire vs. Vampire, William Smith, Michael Pataki. I'm not sure about Grave of the Vampire. I might not have that one. The Devil's Nightmare, don't know that one. I might know these by other names. Zombie Hell House, directed by Fulci. Alright, well that has to be, also known as House by the Cemetery. There you go. Night of the Living Dead and Last Man on Earth. So, very public domain. I think there might be one or two that I don't have here. I'll be double checking. Oh, another one. I don't own this one. Another one is loose in there. Hopefully it's not too badly damaged. Nope, it's perfect. We have a film called Anne. Dolls Can Be Deadly. Dolls Can Be Deadly. It looks pretty decent on the back there. I've seen worse. There we go. I've got it, the focus down pat. Pretty much. Okay. Let's see. Filmed in Tampa, Florida, 2017. Creepy doll movie from the producer of Friday the 13th. The Curse of Jason. Is that a fan film, maybe? Curse of Jason. Mentally ill woman with a severe personality disorder develops a strange relationship with her dolls as she grows further apart from her son and family. Blah, 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 blue, blah, blee. Haunted doll movie. Sure. Here we have Midnight Sun, a terrifying love story. A smart, intense, and unpredictable film put out by Image. 2011, this one came out. Looks decent from the back. Lonely security guard, terrible secret, he can't stand the sun, he rarely goes outside. Looks like some characterization going on there. We'll give that one a shizzy. A shizzy. This one has a big cut in the back. Oh no, look at that. It's all damaged. Hopefully it's not one that I really want. From the Dark. Do I have this one? Let me see. I think I might. This is one that I've been wanting to watch. Okay, well, I don't have this one, and I wish it wasn't slashed on the back. But hey, that's okay. It is what it is. This is Irish horror, right, From the Dark. Maybe I have seen this. Have I seen this? I might have seen this. I'm not exactly sure. It's a monster movie. Yeah, kind of vampire-like. I can't remember if I've seen this. I want to say I have. Dark Sky put this out. It's a shame that, again, it's been sliced through. But I can replace the case and it'll mask it a little bit better. But that one's cool. That one I either have seen or been wanting to add to the collection. Yeah, From the Dark is Irish, set in Ireland. This one has two films that were in a set from earlier. Severed, Shallow Ground, and The Rage, which is kind of a cool one, directed by Robert Kurtzman, who is a famous effects guru that works a lot with Greg Nicotero. Yeah, I think I've seen From the Dark as well, Gungshi. I don't remember many details. I remember like a vampire-like thing that comes out at night. Goblin, vampire-esque. But yeah, this one has The Rage in it. I have The Rage separately, so I'll definitely be selling this one off. Maybe that one could be a giveaway because The Rage is kind of fun. Here we have Scott Anthony Leet, Michael Rooker, Freeway Killer, based on the horrifying true story of William Bonin. William Bonin. William B. Bonin. This was put out by Image in 2009. Seems like another like serial killer kind of film. And yeah, I don't know much about it. So there you go. Not a great cover, not too much to talk about there. How many more will die? Blow it out your ass. Alright, next up we have Bloody Homecoming. Bloody Homecoming is one that I'm pretty sure I have. Bloody hell, mate. Bloody. Nope, I don't have it in the wall, so there you go. Bloody Homecoming. Thought I did. Maybe I just see it on streaming or something often. Old school slasher done right. Ooh. 2013. I might watch that soon. Bloody Homecoming. Since I need a few more slashers for my list. Oh no, this one's damaged. This one's loose and it's a little crushed. The box is broken. Hopefully the disc is okay, because this one looks interesting. All right. We've got... it's a little scratched. Damn. It's all right. It's all right. Don't get discouraged. Shadows of the Dead. They're rotting to the core. This one looks kind of interesting. I've never heard about this, but it has some pretty atmospheric-looking shots on the back there, despite a mediocre cover. Yeah, guys, I don't know much about this one at all. It came out in 2003, so this one's a little older. Produced, written, edited, and directed by Carl Lindbergh. This looks like a hidden gem. I don't know. I have a feeling about this one. Shadows of the Dead. All right, guys, next up we have Night of Horrors Volume 2, one of these cheapy public domain sets here. You Won't Want to Be Alone, Night of the Living Dead, the original black and white classic, and Wes Craven's Chiller. So, two films that I own probably in more form than any one individual needs to. Chiller is probably the worst Wes Craven film ever made, TV movie, and Night of the Living Dead is on every public domain set imaginable. So that is a very underwhelming one. But hey, not so bad overall here. The Dooms Chapel Horror. Yours, mine, ours. The table is set, the old one is coming, and he is hungry. Ooh, I like that. I like the old one is coming. What does that mean? Is that sexual? Can he still get it up? Are the questions that I have. No, I'm just kidding. 2015, guys, this one put out Brain Damage Films. I've seen a couple of those movies, or a couple films put out by them. So, yeah, this one looks meh. I don't know. Who knows? So that's where the fun comes. This one, I think I own. I own this exact set, actually. This one's a little loose in there. Blood Angels, Vampires Out for Blood, and Succubus Hellbent. So I think I have these, but the Lance Henriksen and Kevin Dillon one right here, I'm not sure I do. Blood Angels, Blood Angels. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had that one. How's everybody doing out there? Let's get some chat. Let's get some chats going. You guys enjoying the live stream? Let me know. I'm enjoying myself, I'll tell you that much. Here we have a gory crossbreed of 28 Days Later and Dawn of the Dead Mutants. I think I owned this film at one point. Mutants. Yeah, I don't have this one. Cool. This one's put out by IFC Midnight, and usually they put out some decent, low-budget, independent horror. This one looks... Is it Canadian? Yep. I think it is. Mutants turns the horror genre on its head and makes it personal. Compared to Cronenberg's work, it's one thing to kill a zombie, but what if the zombie was someone you loved? ER Dr. Sonia and her boyfriend Marco take refuge in an abandoned base when a pandemic has turned almost everything. One of the creatures infects Marco, and soon Sonia is fighting off the zombies. Cool. This one sounds pretty unique. Whatever they're feeding those horror fans in the French film schools, I say, keep it on the menu. So is this French-Canadian? Is it a French film? It's in English. I'm guessing French-Canadian. Mutants. Really disturbing cover, though, no? Creepy. Creepy, creepy eyes. I don't like it. No, I don't. Alright. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, what is this? Don't panic, only your life is in danger. Boris Karloff. One of the final screen appearances from The Godfather of Horror, Boris Karloff. From 1968, so the same year he did Targets. Director Jack Hill. What is this known as? Device the Fear Chamber. It is called Fear Chamber, guys, and it's put out by Elite. This one's really cool. I have to do some research on this. I don't know what this is about at all. But it's Boris Karloff. Enough said. I don't need any more information than Boris Karloff is in it. I will watch it. Blackwater Vampire. God, I find this movie all the time. Everywhere I go. Trying to get it back on the spindle there. Oh, whatever. just going to get damaged more. So I'm not good at it. I used to be good at it, but not anymore. I don't have these adroit skills. This is Blackwater Vampire. Disc is fine, and I'll probably end up bringing this somewhere to sell. Because I do have it. I believe it's found footage. I've always wanted to see it, honestly. It looks up my alley. Sometimes the innocent have to go beyond the breaking point. The breaking point, guys? Yeah, I think so, Lucy. It says on the back here, audio commentary by writer, producer, director Jack Hill. So, was there a movie Jack Hill did in '68 that was released under a different name? Because I've never heard of Fear Chamber. Anyway. The Breaking Point seems like a non-horror film with really, really bad images on the background. This looks like absolute utter garbage. So, not too excited about that one. Here we have On the Loose, and he's hungry. Look at that. Uncaged. Look at that. Look at that. 2016 film. For your safety, stay indoors. You have a monochromatic lion, or polychromatic lion on the back here. He's monochromatic on the front, his eyes, but anyway. This is apparently directed by Dick Moss. So Dick Moss wrote and directed this film, so that's a good sign. Dick Moss was Amsterdammed, and Dick Moss did, The Lift, Elevator, whatever it was called in Germany. But this is in English. It is Dutch original language as well. Excellent. Maybe he's not German. Maybe he's from the Netherlands. But yeah, I don't know much about this, but hey, film, I believe, from the Netherlands about a killer lion who's on the loose, and there's blood and all sorts of crazy stuff going on the back, so crappy cover, but Dick Moss directed it, so don't be a dick. Next up, we have Dylan O'Brien, Katie Reed, Children of the Wasteland, Exile. Gruesome and thought-provoking. Going for that Mad Max sort of vibe there. It's got some gross tendrils going down some dude's throat, so that's always good. This film came out in 2015. Dylan O'Brien, I know that name. And yeah, I don't know much about this, guys. Sean Blau and Adam Petke direct this film. Came out in 2013. There you go, Exile. Alright, we're making some headway here. It's going to be a long night. I am going to probably use the bathroom soon, just so you guys know. And stretch my legs and whatnot, because... Alien Terror, made in '68 but released in '71. Okay. There you go. Thank you. I definitely have heard of Alien Terror. Sorry, I'm trying to line up my camera again, and it's not the easiest thing to do when there's a 10-second delay on the TV. Alright. So thank you, Lucy, for checking that out, but it was released in '70... Alien Terror... Wait, I know the other title of the Fear Chamber. Alien Terror, made in '68, but released in '71. Okay, weird. Here we have The Possession in Japan. So that's kind of cool. This is a Tokyo Shock. Oh, that's awesome. Tokyo Shock DVD here of a possession story from Japan, directed by Kotaro Terauchi. And this was put out in 2012. That's awesome. That's one of the cooler things in this lot so far. So, The Possession in Japan. You haven't seen an exorcism until you've been to Tokyo. Tokyo. Very cool, very cool. Sent from Hell to Feed on Flesh. Shapeshifter. Do I have Shapeshifter? No. Cool. Recalls the claustrophobic terror of Ridley Scott's Alien and John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13. Has a really neat-looking shape-shifting monster, presumably, on the back. I don't know much about this, but it has pentagrams and goopy-looking monsters and all sorts of madness. Gregory Lemkin directs this one from '05, and it is put out by The Asylum. Inmates and guards alike become trapped in a maximum security prison when they fall prey to a demonic beast that feeds on human flesh. Shriek Show Classics Amok Train. Delightfully absurd, thoroughly enjoyable. Look at that cover. That is awesome. Ooh, good news, guys. We got our first 80s film here. 1989, Shriek Show puts this out. I'll show you some of the images on the back. It looks great. Directed by Jeff Whitney. Hell yes. Bo Svensson. It's also known as Beyond the Door 3. Ah, okay. Was this Italian? Well, it's got some Italian names, but no. Oh, this is hell yes. Take a look at that. Amok Train. It's made to look modern, but I had a feeling it was older because I had heard of the title before. So it's got some nice looking imagery there. The creepy lady at the top there. I'm trying to get her on the camera. There we go. Look at that. I swallow your soul! I swallow your soul! Ah! All right, next up. God, that hurt. Jerry Ryan and Marianne Jean-Baptiste, Secrets in the Walls. They are not alone. Yeah, they are not alone. Christopher Leach. Wait, why do I... Leach. David Leach. Maybe it's David Leach. Christopher Leach. Not related. 2010, Rachel Easton. Just purchased Dream Home. Good for her. I don't know. Looks mediocre. Next up, we have The Cry. La Llorona. Haunting, riveting, intense. The urban legend that kills. Here we have what looks to be a Mexican horror film. Nope, it's in English. Okay, never mind. Not Mexican. Maybe it's Mexican co-produced. Or maybe they just don't have the original dub. I'm not exactly sure. But this came out in 2007, it looks like, guys. It looks decent from the back. It looks atmospheric enough. Based on the Mexican legend of La Llorona. Alright. The movie is named Beyond the Door 3, but has nothing to do with 1 and 2. I imagined, and I think from early 80s. Yeah. I've heard of Beyond the Door 1 and 2, or at least the first one. That's why I thought it was Italian for a second, because I thought they were doing that weird naming scheme where nothing is connected, like the zombie movies. Here we have Eve Mauro, Rocky Myers, and Danny Trejo. That's always a good sign, aka not a good sign. The Age of Machine has begun. Cyborg X. So there you go. Bored Cyborg, Cyborg X. I prefer Bored Cyborg, most likely. Let's see. Kevin King directs this one. 2017. Looks real shitty. Looks real awful. Looks real terrible. Can't wait. Next up, we have Harvey Kaplan, Michelle Gay, and Mike Stranges in Ritual, Blood Bonds. Evil is the Blood of Life. Full screen presentation of a film from 2007 here. Not much going on the box. Camille had the perfect life, good looks, a rewarding job, and a loving husband, but after a deadly head-on car collision, Camille's life changes in a split second. With her husband dead and her face severely scarred, Camille loses all hope in life. Okay. 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 Ooh, nice. Here we have another, I believe... Yep, South Korean horror film here. Death Bell, Bloody Camp. Now, Death Bell, I'm pretty sure I have. Death Bell. Yes, I do. But do I have it sealed? I'm not sure. So I will be comparing the ones I have with the sealed copies and seeing which one I want in the collection, which one is moving on to the next place. But Death Bell, yeah, don't know much about that one, guys. Here we have Extinction. The zombie apocalypse is here. Looks real low budget, real crappy. Directed by Niki Drozdowski. Looks like an action horror movie of some kind. It actually doesn't look too bad from the screenshots here on the back. A virus, 90% of the population, mutations, zombies, you know, that kind of thing. All right, guys, we are not quite halfway done. Oh, cool. The Janitor. I've been wanting to watch this film for many, many years, since Cool Duder talked about it like 20 years ago. And yeah, this is, I actually, again, pulled this out. You could tell I'm on the same sort of wavelength. I thought I pulled it out. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, there it is. So I pulled this out to watch it the other day, but this was brand new. This one is brand new and sealed. This is a little exploitation film from '05. It's supposed to be super gory, super low budget, shot on video kind of thing. So digital video probably. All right, next up we have Eric Balfour, Deborah Valenti, and Michael Rooker, and Bruce Greenwood in Cell 213. Let me guess, Bruce Greenwood plays the warden, excuse me. In this prison, your soul will do time. Stephen K. directs this. I know where thou dwellest, where the seat of Satan is. Revelation 2:13. The director of Boogeyman. So not Uli Lomel's Boogeyman, but the Boogeyman that came out in like '05 or whatever. Stephen K. That movie did go to theaters. We watched it in theaters at the time, actually. It was okay. Like the director's last name. Just K. But yeah, this one looks kind of cool. Michael Rooker's in it. That one looks like a pretty decent prison horror film. Shriek Show. Ooh, yes, nice. A nice triple feature here by Shriek Show. Awesome. Shriek Show puts out good stuff. Flesh for the Beast, which I have on Blu-ray. Shadow Dead Riot, which I have on DVD. And Late Fee, which I do not own, which is one that I have wanted to see over the years. And so this is something that compiles all three of those films together in one. It seems like it has 3 discs. So I will probably sell my individual copies, get rid of those, and keep this nice, concise 3-set. I've not seen any. I did watch Shadow Dead Riot back in the day with Tony Todd. It was a horror, kind of George Romero-inspired prison dead film, but it wasn't very good. Here we have Dead Shadows, a film by David Chalewa. Chalewa. The apocalypse has begun. Obviously, I'm just kidding. We have Scream Factory again. I had a feeling it felt like a Scream Factory with the slipcover here. It's got some goopiness going on in the background. Looks cool to me. Nice and short. This film came out in 2012. 4 out of 5 horror fans are going to have a lot of fun with this action-packed film. Sit back, strap in, and prepare for a couple days or a couple of oh my god moments. So that sounds good to me. Got some good screenshots there on the back. Cover's decent enough. Any cover that has tendrils on it, I'm in for. And it seems to be some sort of Lovecraftian thing taking place here, so heck yeah, that looks good. Scream Factory, can't go wrong with that. Vincent Stone, Nathan Waring, The Backpacker. Stay off the back roads. Just how far would you go for revenge, man? Seriously, man, how far? This looks pretty lackluster. Not much to say about this one, guys. I'd say the vast majority of these, if I was out at the thrift shops, you know, I would buy them for $1. So, sorry guys, I just gotta kind of I gotta make some room. So yeah, like I said, most of these I would purchase for $1 out at the thrift shops if I was out there. So, if they were there. And again, I got them all for around 90 cents pop. Next up, we have Tim Daly, Zoe Saldana, and Tom Arnold in The Skeptic, a brain teaser blend of the supernatural and psychotic. The Skeptic here. Old-fashioned ghost story, effectively creepy. It has the beautiful Zoe Saldana. What looks to be a creepy Tom Arnold. And, yeah, Tennyson Bardwell directs this film from '09. Don't know much about this, guys. Looks decent. Next up, we have Vampire Riders with a Z, so you know it's automatically going to be super neat and cool. It looks okay. Urban thriller, it claims on the back, so like a urban... Why do they call it urban? Is it because there's a black dude in it? Like, why? What makes this urban? I hate that term. Urban fiction is like urban fiction is mostly like black fiction, but they call it urban fiction as if all black people live in urban areas, or typecasting like that, generalizing like that is just so annoying to me. So I don't know why this is considered urban horror. It looks like it takes place in a city, but a lot of films take place in a city, and you wouldn't call those urban horror. Anyway, enough with my diatribe. 2 vampire hunters must stop some vampires and shit, man. This looks like a Blade ripoff, frankly. I guess this main character is like a vampire, but he's also killing vampires. He's like a Blade knockoff. So, I don't know. I don't know. Here we have Blood Rush. Once it gets into your blood, there's no stopping it. 2014, another brain damage film. I like these brain damage ones. I like how they look, at least. Nice and gory on the back. Really low budget, though, which is, you know, again, what sometimes I'm in the mood for that. But yeah. So, brain damage. Another brain damage release there. Oh, yeah, this one's awesome to see. Awesome. Do you guys know the classic film Henry, Portrait of a Killer? Portrait of a Serial Killer. This is the sequel, Henry 2, the not much talked about sequel from '98 that I've yet to see. And I would doubt it's as good as the original, but I really am happy to add this to the collection. Dark Sky put this out, so that's awesome. 1998 this came out, guys. Yeah, pretty cool. That's one of the cooler ones out of this selection so far. Very neat. House of Darkness, House of Light, a new Conjuring has begun. I wonder when this came out. Let's see. We have The Devil's Partner. Yeah, I'm very confused. House of Darkness, House of Light. Growing up in a famed farmhouse investigated in the blockbuster hit The Conjuring, past has inspired her to write a tell-all book, House of Darkness, House of Light. Now, with footage and reenactments to support her story, Perron delves into the haunting tales of her upbringing. So I have no idea what the fuck that is. Then we have The Devil's Partner. We have Cruel Will, Haunting Sarah, and The Haunting of Fox Hollow Farm, which does look like a found footage film. So that one is definitely worth it for the collection. I would have picked it up for $1 anyway. Here we have a film called Haunt. Not the Haunt that you're probably thinking of from 2019, which was really good. But this one's from 2012, a refreshing old-school chiller. Directed by Mac Carter. So you want to hear a ghost story. IFC Midnight put this out. That's a good sign that, like I said, they usually put out solid stuff. And Mac Carter directs this one. Looks moody, looks atmospheric. I like the cover. And so, yeah, excited to check that one out. Guys, I've got to get up and stretch for a minute. I've got to take a pee. I will be back momentarily. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, I am back in the building here. Back in the building. Alright. You know, I was just thinking, I work at the game shop now. We've got October coming up, which is why I'm doing my big slasher live stream next week. But it's right on time. If all of these movies that I either don't want out of this lot or I have already, I'll be able to bring to the store for October, which is great, because a lot of people are going to be buying horror in October. Next up, we have State of Emergency, When the Dead Walk, the Living Run. Let me try to eliminate some headspace here. There we are. Sorry, guys, just trying to figure out the camera. State of Emergency. Don't know anything about this. Image put this one out, guys. 2012. Turner Clay directs another ambiguous zombie movie. So many zombie movies. Holy shit. Ooh, Tokyo Shock. I like to see that. The Black House. Tokyo Shock Classics. Home is where the horror is. The Black House. This one is Yoshimitsu Morita. Japanese language, 1999. Oh my god, that is so cool. That is so fucking cool. This is a really cool lot. This is why I did this. I know I'm going to make my money back on these for things that I already have or don't want. Even if I don't, I think it was worth it for the fun. But stuff like this is so cool to add to the Japanese horror collection. I've never even heard of this movie. This came out in 99, a year after Ringu, which helped to reinvigorate the Japanese horror scene. But this is just so cool. The Black House, Japanese horror film. I've never even heard of it. Awesome. This is so cool to me. This should not have been in the box, I would say. This seems like some sort of really bad Christian movie. 99, when J-Horror was just taken off. Exactly, Gungshi, so that's a pretty cool. This obviously made it into the box mistakenly. This is garbage. I don't want this. I never want to watch something like this, ever. So I'm going to throw it over there. And we're going to grab another one and pretend like that didn't exist. All right. Art Hindle, Olivia Dabo, ooh, and Susan Anspach. I say ooh because she is beautiful. She was in, wasn't Dabo in Extro, right? This one's directed by Graham Campbell. Don't know when it's from because it doesn't say on the back, which is nice. Looks to be 90s, though. I don't know much about this. Into the Fire. I've seen this. I've owned this at one point, or I picked it up at one point. Into the Fire. Oh, yeah, it's up there. I have it. I have it. I'm losing track, folks. I'm losing track of my mind. Next up, we have a pretty cool cover. Cheesy as hell, but a pretty cool cover. The Faculty. The Facility. Sorry, I apparently don't know how to read. This one, Hell Awaits. Matt Mitchell directs this one from 2016. Tendrils, yay! Lovecraft, yay! In 55, NATO and the Allied forces conducted secret occult experiments in a bid to win the arms race. True story. They succeeded, but what they unleashed almost tore our world apart. Now, a group of young urban explorers and a private military unit could become the final pieces in a 60-year plan to reopen a door that should have stayed closed. Is this found footage, possibly? Sounds kind of like it. Neato. Neato. I hope there's some more Japanese horror films in here. That would be so neat. That would make me excited in my panties. Fear of the Dark, Big Bad Wolf, and Gangs of the Dead. Gangs of the Dead, I love that. I've been looking for a copy of that. I don't think I have a copy of that one. Gangs of the Dead, I gotta see that. Romero would be proud. So yeah, so another triple feature, guys. I have Big Bad Wolf. That's a pretty good werewolf film. Practical effects, actually, from the aughts. Next up, guys, we have Michael Madsen and Jenna Zablocki. Michael Madsen, rest in peace. Dare to Face Your Inner Child. The Portal. The Portal. This one came out in 2012. I don't know. This one doesn't look too poppin'. But that's alright. Not everything has to be a gem. Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah! I've been wanting to see this film for many, many years. A friend of mine I used to live with, we were roommates for a year, loved this film and talked to me about it all the time. I believe it's a German film, or Russian. Finnish, Russian. It's in the Finnish and Russian languages. It says, a truly wonderful cinema experience with the mind-bending terror of J-horror and a dash of Guillermo del Toro. The year is 1595, so a period piece horror film. A long and brutal war is finally over. Brothers Knut and Eric, who are part of the commission marking the border between Finland and Russia, commit a terrible sin as they leave a young girl to die in a horrible death. So there you go. So a real war that was fought between the Finns and the Russos. Part historical drama, part old-fashioned horror movie. It soars over genre divides like an Olympic hurdler. It's got a bunch of awards from different circuits it was at. This is from '08. Very, very excited to have this Finnish film here. I believe it's Finnish. The names seem more Finnish than they do Russian, even though there are a couple Russian names here. It's a Russian-Finland co-production. So yeah, really cool. I'm looking forward to watching this. Finnish horror. There you go, Gungshi. Yes. I'm glad somebody else got excited. Seems right up my alley. Oh my god, this looks miserable. Oh, jeez. This kind of shit makes me cringe. Look at that. Look at this one. I don't know. This looks pretty bad. Sorry, I fucked up my hair. My thinning hair. We have Ginger in the Morning, Maybe I'll Come Home in the Spring, Mesmerized, and Lovers and Liars. This sounds like a bunch of drama, romance garbage. So it's another one for the trash heap. Next up, we have Pure Canadian Horror. Now that's cool. That's a cool collection. Something going out of their way to collect. I did. I threw it against the wall at least, Lucy. Nobody wants that crap. I Agree Somnia is actually one I've been wanting to see. I almost watched it the other night. Abolition, Long Pigs, and I Heart Doomsday, and also Werewolf Fever, which is a new release they claim here. I'm not sure when this came out, but all these are from the late aughts, early 2010s. And yeah, it's a collection of 5 Canadian horror films, low-budget Canadian horror films. That's cool. That one I will not burn. All right, so this one is loose in there. Trying to get it back. I can't do it. What's the trick here? Can't get it. I don't want to open it since I have most of these, and maybe I could sell the damn thing. Long Pigs is found footage. Good to hear, Gungshi. Thank you. Alright, I opened it because fuck my life. Oh, well, I was never going to get it on because it was the opposite side. Alright, well, that disc is pretty beat up. Let me get my always handy microfiber. Clean it up a bit. Oh, that's fine. It's fine. Alright, guys, we have Possessed by Evil. Mill Creek collection here. Devour from 05, which I do have. Plague from 06, which I do have. Wind Chill 07, I do have. Insanitarium from 09 or 08. Don't have it. There you go. And The Vinion, which I do have. A good, underrated movie from 08. The Vinion with Rufus Sewell. But, yeah. Very nice, very nice. Witches and Warlocks collection here. 4 movies. Let's see. Bay Coven from 1987. Bay Coven. Oh, Bay Cove, they mean. Yeah, they mean Bay Cove. There's a typo on the box. Bay Cove I do have. Witchcraft. Oh, my God. So you guys know the Witchcraft films, of which there are, I think, 20 at this point? It's like an erotic horror kind of thing, I think. This one has Witchcraft 13. So there you go. Blood of the Chosen. Maybe they're not erotic. I always had a feeling they were. But here we have Stuart Gordon's The Pit and the Pendulum and Midnight's Child from 92. So that one, I think I have Midnight's Child, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I don't, from 92. Okay, that one's kind of cool. Alright, so there's a couple on here that I don't have. I certainly don't have Witchcraft 13. Guess I need to track down the other 12 before I watch that one. Hey, I've got one of them. Ridiculous how long these series go on for. From the director of Contracted comes Roadside. Highly unnerving, taut, and filled with suspense. An absolute must-see, creepy and intense. All the good words there. 2014 looks like a backpacker road kind of horror movie. Excited for that one. That one looks pretty good, to be honest. Here we have Prank, a movie that I do have up in the collection there. Let's see. It's directed by Yu Wing Lam, which is certainly a Chinese name. I'm not sure if, Chinese American or Chinese director made this movie. But yeah, don't know much about Prank, guys. But I do already have it. Alright, we're getting to about the halfway mark. Vampires Out for Blood, Succubus, Hellbent, Zombie Women of Satan. Can't say I've seen that one. And Blood Angels. So, Zombie Women of Satan, I would say is the standout here, because I've never heard of that one. So, the others I own in multiple different capacities. Alright. Sorry, I'm getting to the bottom of the first row here. Alright, guys, we have The Killing House. The game begins now. And it has 2 bonus movies. One is Curtains. Is that the 80s film? Curtains? Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, well, I own a copy of Curtains. Cool. Probably not the best copy, but hey. Headhunter, The Assessment Weekend, and The Killing House. I don't know much at all about The Killing House or any of these films except for Curtains. Curtains I wasn't crazy about, if I'm being honest. If I'm thinking of the right film from the 80s. That was a slasher from the 80s, right? Curtains. Here we have Evil Spirits, 5 movies. These are getting a little tired. We have Cruel Will. We have already seen that one. Dominique is Dead. That one's okay to have. Kill Baby Kill, I already own. I believe I own that. It's a Bava film. Alright, this is not too bad. The Devil's Partner. That's a black and white film from a while ago. Good film. 19 Doors, okay. Never heard of that one from 2011. They got a couple on there I've never heard of. I'll keep them round. Oh, hell yeah, this is Full Moon. The Horrible Dr. Bones, yeah. I loved when Full Moon was doing these black-centric horror films that tackled black American issues or featured a lot of black actors or even black directors. Full Moon seems to be one of the only companies that was doing that at the time. I always thought to myself, and still think to myself, I'm sure there's answers for it. But, in the 70s, we get all these great black horror films. In the 80s, that starts to go away. And in the 90s, it goes away until Full Moon starts exploiting, or whatever you want to say, black cultural issues and black actors to make more black-centric horror films. One that I'm going to talk about in my slasher video next week is called Holla, which was an 06 slasher parody kind of thing with black actors and black director, I believe. So with all that said, Art Carnage, a dynamic hip-hop group called Urban Protectors think they've finally gotten the big break when they're discovered by notorious record producer Dr. Bones. Yes, this sounds good. It's scratching my hip-hop itches there. What they don't realize is that Dr. Bones has a diabolical plot to dominate the world with an army of zombies who use the Protectors' music as their own deadly anthem. So that's kind of an allegory for the state, taking art and using it to their own advantage, political advantage, exploiting the art of the people, which, by the way, happens in hip-hop all the time and has happened for a very long time. So I'm really happy to get this one, The Horrible Dr. Bones. Pretty iconic-looking monster there, too. Killer, whatever you want to call him. Charles Band doesn't direct this, but he certainly produced it. Gabe Bartalos does the effects. That's a good sign. Very good effectsman there. And Gabe Bartalos did Skin Deep. He directed that one. This is one of the cooler ones that are in this collection. Hands down. Here we have Red House, Trespassers Beware. Never heard of this one. Gregory Avalone. 2013. Looks pretty generic, guys. Looks like a slasher after inheriting a house from a paternal grandfather. Texas Chainsaw, anyone? Travels with a group of friends to the remote woods of Copperhead County to visit the property. Texas Chainsaw, anyone? The weekend getaway, however, turns quickly into a nightmare when one by one each falls victim to torture, madness, and murder. So it sounds like a low-budget slasher there. I'm cool with that. Here we have one of those double feature ones here. That's kind of cool. I actually have the first part of this, but not the second half, so... The She-Beast, Curse of the Wolf, Blood Predator, Chupacabra versus the Alamo. Crazy title. Horrors of Spider Island, Mesa of Lost Women, Juggernaut, House of Mystery, and the headliner, which is a hell of a headliner, The Snow Creature, which is a 70s kind of really bad, 50s, if I'm not mistaken, late 50s, really bad, low-budget monster movie in the Himalayas. Here we have Take 5, Make 1. What's this? Possession, a film by Ralph Kemper. The Psycho Shocker of the Weirdest Kind, a classic splatter movie revival. Eva Balkenhol. Garrett Reinecke. Yeah, these names I've never heard of. Ralph Kemper directs this little 2012, what seems to be a brutalistic slasher of the types that we were getting, you know, from like 04 to 2014. Contemporary quality horror film with brains, successfully spoofing classic 80s splatter flicks, while building on the growing prominence of its creator Ralph Kemper, director of Toxic Lullaby. I don't know what that sentence really means. It's kind of odd and a bit self-centered, but Possession. What a unique title. All right, guys, we're about halfway done. I just want to thank you all for sticking in with me for this long. I hope you're all enjoying this live stream. I'm enjoying myself quite a bit, I gotta be honest. Horrors of Spider Island is a German exploitation movie from 1960. That's cool. Thank you, Lucy. You're so good at your trivia. It's awesome. We'd make a hell of a team in trivia. All right, we're gonna jump right back in. I just want to say thank you to everybody watching. Feel free to give this live stream a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and want to see more like it. There will be plenty, including a really big and exciting one next week. Ranking 100 slasher films in one sitting. It's going to be wild. I'll have to take a couple breaks, but you know. Gungshi says, The Black House had pretty good reviews on IMDb. Could be a good one. Which one was The Black House? Do you mean The Red House? Is that the one you're referring to? Or am I forgetting because there's so many fucking titles I've gone over already? Let me know, Gungshi. Alright, guys, about halfway done. We're going to keep going. Poker Night. This one I do have. Yes, I do. But it is water damage, so I'll be keeping the brand new, crispy, nice and sealed one. Don't know much about this. It seems to be some sort of poker horror film. Why not? Japanese one from the Oh, nice. It's supposed to be pretty good. Excellent. Excellent. Sorry, I forgot about that one already. Here we have 13, 13, 13. I don't know what the hell that means or what it is. I guess it's just numbers. I don't know. The Asylum put this out. Oh, they probably put this out after the 11, 11, 11 film came out. Yeah. Not expecting much from that one. All right, next up we have, wow, Art of the Devil 3. Tokyo Shock. Yes. Looks like a Thai film. Yes, a Thai film. Thai language. Hopefully the other two are in here. Pasit Buranachan directs this Tokyo Shock release here of Art of the Devil 3, a Thailand horror film, Thai horror film. Very cool. I've actually seen a few Thai horror films, like Shudder, most recently, and really happy to have this in the collection. Next up we have a supernatural showdown, Generations in the Making, The Wind Walker. Directed by Tom Chaney. Put out in 2019, so relatively new one here. 25 years ago, America's favorite author traveled into the dark woods of northern Michigan to write his greatest tale, The Windwalker, he had never heard from again. 25 years later, his son embarks on an adventure to finish the story his father never did. However, fate has more in mind. Could be a found footage film, I'm not exactly sure. The Windwalker. Not The Wind Waker. Dark House, Conquer Your Fear. Echo Bridge, looks like a pretty crappy one here, 2018. There you go. Dark House. With something that generic, I don't have much to say. Hopefully they're good. The Ghosts of Edendale. Here we are. From the maker of The Last Broadcast. That's a good sign. That's like one of the first, that came out a year before the Blair Witch Project in terms of found footage. Some people are dying to make it in the movies. Disturbing what horror movies should be. Unusually vivid and imaginative. This looks cool. The scariest indie horror film I've ever seen. Last natural thriller. I'm not sure if this is found footage. It doesn't necessarily look found footage, even though it's from the same filmmaker, Stephen Avalos, as The Last Broadcast. This one came out in 2004. So there you go. Very excited for this one. This one looks cool. Love that cover too. Simple, kind of goofy, but effective. So, Ghosts of Edendale. Heck yeah. Alright, next up we have Hold Your Breath. 90 Minutes of Terror. Don't ever forget. When you drive by a graveyard, don't ever forget to hold your breath, because they will make their way into you. I remember that urban legend when I was a kid. My mom used to say, hold your breath, we're going through. You don't want the spirits to get inside of you. It seemed like a simpler, more innocent time then, when there was more belief in the things that are not understood yet. There was more understanding of things that we can't explain as humans, maybe scientifically, but talking about mythology and ghosts and those cultural things that tie things together, you know? Tie civilization, society together. But this one, Hold Your Breath by Asylum, I don't know much about it, but I like that it plays on an old urban legend. Ooh, this one's cool. Oh, yes! This is an awesome one. The Manson Family. Now, the reason why it took me a second, I wanted to check the director, because the director is Jim Van Bebber. Jim Van Bebber, I have a copy of this movie, and it's a really shitty copy. It's like a printed artwork copy. I may have gotten rid of it, in fact. I did get rid of it, yeah. It's gone. So now I have a legit Dark Sky release copy of this film by Jim Van Bebber. Jim Van Bebber did Deadbeat at Dawn, which is a classic exploitation film. I love that movie. Very good B revenge kind of movie. Exploitation revenge film. And he directed this one in 2003, I believe. And yeah, very cool. This one's Dark Sky. Heck yeah, that's a cool one. Very happy to have that. Jim Van Bebber is a fun movie maker. Next up, we have Saturday Morning Mystery. Scooby-Doo meets the Evil Dead. That sounds fun. Macabre release. Spencer Parsons looks like some sort of horror comedy. Looks like it has a good sense of characterization, and theme. It's a good idea. A Scooby-Doo kind of mystery with horror. Saturday Morning Mystery. Looks like it nails it. This looks great. So, yeah, very excited to check that one out. That one seems cool. Never heard of it, though. Alright, guys, next up we have The Dawn. A pretty crappy cover there, I will say. But it has a slipcover. Came out in 2019. Looks like Nunsploitation. Don't you love how Nunsploitation has come back into The Power, Saint Maud, Consecration. It's a bunch of Nunsploitation movies over the last 10 years. As, you know, as our society loses religion. For better or for worse. As an agnostic person, I think it's probably for the worse. I think religion ties things together. So maybe this reflects our current landscape. It's interesting. Next up, we have Samantha Morton, The Daisy Chain. Some Secrets Are Better Kept. That's a weird cover. Image put this out. Psychological thriller. Samantha Morton is a good actress, so that's promising. Don't know much about this, guys. Have you seen The Daisy Chain? All right, next up, we've got The Followers. Sam Trammell. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. That's Edmund Burke, one of the conservative leaders at the founding of our nation. Let's see. Conservative founding fathers, if you will. Jonathan M. Flicker. I don't know much about this. It doesn't seem like much of a horror film. A fraternity that spins out of control. Kind of a crime film, maybe. But, yeah. Don't know much about that one, guys. You know me. I got to get some politics in there. Here we have a film that I do have, I'm pretty sure. Graveyard Alive. A Zombie Nurse in Love. So this film was made to look like it was from the, you know, 80s or whatever it might be. It's in black and white, I believe, but it's actually from '01. And I believe it's a black and white film, entertaining, amusing, you won't mind it taking a bite out of your time. It's a clever little blurb there. Black and white, 83 minutes long, from '01. Yeah, Graveyard Alive. Looks like a bit of a parody. Oh, what do we have here? We have another Fresh Meat Shriek Show release. I can't even read it. Kennyville? Kennyville. Kennyville. Your Inner Self Lies Here. Brooks Hunter directs this Shriek Show release here. There's something seriously wrong going on in Kennyville when a young woman, Kim, from Toronto, goes missing and police mysteriously drop the case earlier than expected. 2 private detectives are hired to find her. Undercover aliases. Okay, yeah, sounds Canadian? I don't know. Sounds good. From the director of Pet Sematary, Mary Lambert. Interesting. '06. The Attic. There you go. How many taglines start with "some secrets"? Some secrets are better kept in the dark. Real clever. Mary Lambert is a good director. I mean, she directed the original Pet Sematary. I believe she directed the second one as well. Or did she? I know she also directed Urban Legends, Bloody Mary. So decent, low-budget genre filmmaker. The Attic. Oh my god. Oh my god. Another Japanese horror film directed by Shusuke Kaneko. Shusuke Kaneko directed the trilogy of Gamera films in the 90s. This is a Shusuke Kaneko film. Put out by Tokyo Shock from '06. Hell fucking yeah. God's Left Hand, Devil's Right Hand. A film by Shusuke Kaneko. Oh my god, that's awesome. '06, yeah. So more Japanese. Give me more Tokyo Shock. I want more of that shit. It's gonna make me get another one of these lots. I gotta make sure it's worth it, though, for me. I gotta be honest. Thanks, Gungshi. Sharing in my excitement. Saw meets Hellraiser, better than both. That's a bold claim. And Necromentia, hell awaits for the foolish. An engrossing edge of your seat story. Ooh, looks goopy and gory on the back. Okay. Ooh, some weird effects going on here. Perry Teo. '09. I don't know much about this at all. Here, Suffering is Forever. So one of those tortury, suffery films. Yay! Looks interesting. Yes! Oh, hell yeah! The Devil's Reign. This will be a giveaway. That's awesome. Some of these cooler ones do have, you know, a little bit of damage, which is probably why they ended up in these lots, but that's okay. The Devil's Reign is an interesting, really interesting Ernest Borgnine film where he plays a satanic cult leader. And William Shatner and Tom Skerritt and Eddie Albert. John Travolta has a very bit part in it. You can't even really recognize him. Keenan Wynn, Ida Lupino, Eddie Albert. Robert Fuest directs this film, who also directed The Abominable Dr. Phibes. And The Devil's Reign is a great satanic panic horror film from the 70s, 1975. Awesome movie that I do have on Blu-ray, of course. Better Off Zed, I do have this one from Echo Bridge. I believe I have it in a collection with a few other horror films. So, seems like some sort of zombie comedy. Alright, next up we have Devil in the Flesh 2. Okay, well now I have Devil in the Flesh 1 and 2. I'm not sure what that means for my life. Probably not much, and probably nothing good. This film came out in '97. I don't know much about either of these Devil in the Flesh films, but there you go. Whoa, I almost fell. Now I own both. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not tripping here. Oh, okay. Maybe I don't have Devil in the Flesh. I thought I did. That's okay. Maybe I got rid of a lot of these movies at some point. I'm not sure. Devil in the Flesh 2. Starring Jodie Lynn O'Keefe. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. The Legend of Halloween Jack. He's back for those who killed him. Andrew Jones directs his 2018 film. Looks low budget, looks crappy. Happy to have it. Airborne, come die with me, come da-da-da. Mark Hamill, Craig Conway, Gemma Atkinson. Okay, Image puts this one out. Image gives me a little bit of hope. You may experience a sudden loss of life. Aww. Mark Hamill plays a air traffic controller who sends one last plane into the sky before a storm, but after takeoff, the passengers aboard discover the pilots have been brutally murdered. Suddenly, the plane disappears from radar, and one by one, the people aboard turn into dangerous, bloody psychopaths. Cool. Sounds good. All right. Next up, The Brotherhood Part 4. The Complex. I think I now own... Talk about forgotten films. Forgotten franchises. The Brotherhood. Brotherhood 2 and Brotherhood 4. I still need 3. I think there are 4 of them, though. These are a series, a franchise of seemingly homoerotic, satanic kind of films. I'm not exactly sure what these entail. They just look very homoerotic. So, evil has its own rules of engagement. So there you go. This is the 4th film in the franchise. That one's for my buddy Steve, because we have an inside joke over those. Here's another full moon one. Excellent. Vampire Journals. I have this one over there. I'll see if my copy is in good shape and keep the better looking one. This one's sealed, so obviously it's going to be perfect. But if mine's perfect, I'll just keep it. Ted Niccolo. All right. Sit back for a sec. I've lost track of time. I have no idea what time it is. All right, folks. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We've got maybe a quarter. We're about 3/4 of the way done. Here we have another 10-movie collection. Descendant, The Legend of Sorrow Creek, Seven Nights of Darkness, Empty Rooms, 976 Evil, that's cool. Ring of Terror, Censored, Awaken the Dead, Bay Coven, and Midnight's Child. So, a couple of those I don't think I have. From the producers of Halloween and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a film by the Butcher Brothers. Okay. Butcher Brothers, I know them, don't I? No, maybe I don't. Butcher Brothers. Oh, yeah, the Hamiltons they directed. I think that's the vampire flick. Buckets of Blood Run Throughout. Kind is Violent. Strong, Bloody, Sadistic Violence sounds good to me. 2010, Image put this one out. Okay. The Violent Kind is the name of the movie. It's a bit deceiving there. Alright. Movies fucking everywhere. That's what I love. I wish I got 2 of these boxes. I wonder if I got another box, how many of them would have been duplicates. Because so far, there are no duplicates here. So I wonder if I got 2 boxes, out of those 300 films, I wonder how many of them would have been dupes. I might have to talk to the seller and see if we can work something out. Here we have A Brush with Death. Again, check out VIP video. Actually, you know what? Let me double check to make sure. Is the name of the Mercari store there. So definitely check that one out when you guys can. Obviously, you can judge for yourselves if this kind of lot is going to be worth it for you. It is worth it for me, judging, just by my taste and the kind of stuff that I'm looking for these days because I've seen so much. This one's from 2006, so a little bit older, which is nice. In this house, terror comes by the pint. 5 cheerleaders spend the night in an abandoned farmhouse and find themselves up against a vengeful ghost. They soon find out the spirit is from a dead boy who painted a portrait of the brother he killed 40 years earlier. So there you go. That sounds kind of cool, like a slasher. Brush with Death. I get it. Paint, brush. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. Clownado. Clownado by Todd Sheets. Written and directed by Todd Sheets. Clownado will give you nightmares you didn't even know were possible. That's funny. Like a clown tornado. Yeah. This has to be fun, right? Actually, on the back, it doesn't look unfun. So that's good. A lot of these movies are going to be for my buddy Steve and I to watch. We watch crappy movies together. Ooh, another Shriek show. That's a good sign, only by the back. Last Breath, a film by Ty Jones. Last Breath, 2010. Some creepy imagery on the back. Some nice cinematography there. And yeah, I don't know much about this at all. Last Breath, put out by Shriek Show, Fresh Meat. So that's pretty cool. All right. Dead Soon, a film by Michael Morris. There's only one way out of your mind. Ooh. This looks real low budget. Doesn't have too much to show off on the screenshots here, so not expecting too much from this. 2012. It is a nice 70 minutes long, though. Dead Soon. Pretty stupid title as well. Ooh. Whoa. From Ataru Oikawa, the director of Tomie, Japanese horror film which I have seen based on the works of Junji Ito. Tokyo's Psycho. Look at how cool that is, guys. Look at that slipcover. It is a jigsaw puzzle. Literally, it's pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. So you could take this apart and put it back together. That is cool. Shocking tale of real-life horror from the director of Tomie. Came out in 2004. 79 minutes long. Japanese horror film put out by Panic House. Hell yeah! That is awesome. That's why I did this. I didn't think I'd get as many Japanese horror films in here. That is so fucking cool. Really cool. Isn't it? Thank you, Lucy. Here we have another one. I believe this is South Korean. Yeah. Tartan. I already have this one, unfortunately. It would have been cool, very cool, if I didn't already have it. Still pretty cool, though. A lot of these seem like they would be good things to give away in some sort of a giveaway. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. We have an HD DVD here. Anybody out there collect HD DVDs? Because I don't. Especially not for this film. One Missed Call. Wow. I think I have one HD DVD, and it's Blade Runner, for obvious reasons. One of my favorite films. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad there weren't more of those. That's garbage. That's garbage. Outpost. Rise of the Spetsnaz. This one I talked about pretty recently. I have this on Blu-ray. Pretty sure I have this on Blu-ray. Yeah. I have two of the Outpost films on Blu-ray, one of them on DVD. This one. So it is a trilogy. Prison of the Dead, another full moon release here, guys. Prison of the Dead, I'm pretty confident I own. Although I've been wrong a bunch this video, I can't quite see it. It's tucked away in the corner there. Prison of the Dead, full moon. At this time, put out nothing but fun films. And so I'm looking forward to that one. I'm pretty sure I have it already, though. Corbin Burnson and C. Thomas Howell in House of the Fallen. House of Fallen. Robert Stevens from 2008. The Watchers, a group of fallen angels, walk the earth disguised as humans, torturing their vessels. In the hunt for prophetic truth, these strangers are put on trial for their past sins. Sounds almost like Dogma. Like a serious take on Dogma. So, House of Fallen. Cool. Oh, cool. Another Japanese film here by Tokyo Shock. I don't know if it's Ichi Origin or Origin Ichi. This is the origin story to Takashi Miike's Ichi the Killer. So how Ichi the Killer became Ichi the Killer. I need to watch Ichi the Killer again because I wasn't too blown away by it the first time, long time ago. 2002 this came out by Masato Tanno. Put out by Tokyo Shock. So that's awesome. Another Tokyo Shock Japanese horror film. Fuck yeah. Keep them coming. Give me one more. One more. Ooh, Gory Gory Hallelujah. B-movie zombie musical horror epic. Wow. Cool. This looks ridiculous and fun. Looks like it's from the early 2000s or mid-aughts, I would say. Just when you think you've seen the most outrageous campy film of all time, along comes the mind-blowing epic. Hell yeah. Gory Gory Hallelujah. With a title like that, you can't go wrong. Wow. There's some good stuff in here, guys. Again, I'm not sure if all of you would agree that it was worth $130, but I think it was. For me, it definitely was worth the money. I'm going to make my money back. I'm pretty confident on the stuff that I already have and some of the stuff that I might not be interested in. But if I end up with 75, 80 movies for the collection that I really wanted, that's worth it for me. And I think I'll make at least half of that money back. So here we have Vampire Resurrection, actually another full moon one. Do I think I have this one? Vampire Resurrection. Yeah, I do have Vampire Resurrection, but it's not as good of a release. This is the better full moon release here, so I'll keep that around. Oh, hell yeah. This is a 70s movie, yo. This is a 70s movie here. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, I know this one. The Cremators. I've heard of this one. Have you guys heard of this one? From the sun come the fire people to incinerate all mankind. That's right. It's like this big fire. Great balls of fire, scorching, ravaging, engulfing. They're like balls of fire or something that engulf towns. And remember this one. Special effects by Doug Beswick, who did effects for Octoman and A Creature from the Black Lagoon. It doesn't have a date on it. The DVD came out in 2001. This is definitely from the 70s, though. I know for sure. Like, maybe even late 60s. That is awesome. And one of the cooler ones out of this lot. The Cremators. Dying is easy. Staying alive is torture. Gag. Scott McKinley directs this, what looks to be a torture porn film. Torture horror. Torturer. From 2007. So there you go. I don't know. I don't know, if I do say so. Creature Features Collection. The history of the greatest movie monsters of all time. We have The Beasts, The Machines, and The Dead. These are documentaries. Ooh. Put out by Elite. 2-hour documentary here. With 3 different segments. The Beasts, The Machines, and The Dead. That's awesome. Very cool, actually. Gungshi asks if I've seen the recent Korean horror movie Eczema. No, but I plan to. Soon, hopefully. I have an extra Blu-ray copy that you're welcome to if you'd like it. Well, thank you very much, Gungshi. I would love that. If you want to contact me somewhere, you know I don't use social media very much, but I'm trying to think of what we could do. If you want to hit me up on X or on Twitter or on Instagram, just let me know which one you hit me up on, and I'll take a look, and maybe we could do a trade or something for some of the extra stuff that I have. Just let me know. I would love an extra copy of that. In fact, I would watch it this October, and I could talk about it and shout you out as well. That would be awesome. I plan to watch it this October. Here we have another one of these like shitty 15 film blah blah blah. I'll read the titles off. So I'm not sure, but I heard the cover and title is misleading, but I'm not sure. Okay. Well, we'll find out. Here we have Puppet Master, Puppet Master 2, Puppet Master 3, 4, 5, Awaken the Dead, Grave Mistake, King of the Zombies, The Cellar Door, Midnight's Child, Beethoven, The Cry, Hurt, Teenage Zombies, and White Zombie. So I think Teenage Zombies is one I don't have. Next up, another Tartan video. This is actually I believe, this is a Spanish language film, I believe. Oh no, Portuguese. It's from Portugal. It's a Portuguese film called Bad Blood, which I'm pretty confident I have. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have it up there. But Tartan Release, those guys put out nothing but interesting foreign horror, so. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, another full moon movie. Murder Cycle. I've been wanting to see this one for many years. This one came out in 2013, or 1999. I thought it was a 90s film. The release was from 2013. And so, 1999, Tom Calloway directs this full moon feature. Very cool. This is one I'm happy to add to the collection. Murder Cycle. I love that title. Next up, from the director of The Boogeyman, another Uli Lommel film. Green River Killer, 20 years, 48 victims, no remorse, based on the true story of one of America's most notorious serial killers. Put out by the Shadow Factory, wherever the fuck that is. Uli Lommel, 2005, makes shitty horror movies that are fun and entertaining sometimes. Like The Boogeyman. I really enjoy that movie for what it is. Oh my god, this looks super low budget. What is this? 1966, Curse of the Swamp Creature. Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm raising my voice. I'm getting excited. Full screen. Curse of the Swamp Creatures, as seen on AMC Monster Fest. Larry Buchanan. Look at that. 1966, almost no budget film here. Thanks, Gungshi. Yeah, hit me up on X or Instagram. Or I think I have a Discord too these days, the Bored Cyborg for my job. I have a Discord as well, if that's easier for you. I'm the Bored Cyborg everywhere, though. We'll talk soon and get that figured out. Let's see. The Trip. Death is Just Around the Corner. There you go. Very cool. From 2004. This seems like a very low-budget aughts horror movie here. The Trip is a hip horror blend of the mega hit I Know What You Did Last Summer and Spielberg's Duel. Cool. Like a road horror movie from 2004. Very low budget. Oh my god. Alright, we have another one of these classic horror box sets with a whole bunch of public domain stuff. God Told Me To. That's cool. I actually don't own that film, so I own it now in some capacity. We have Andy Kaufman co-stars. Yeah, okay. He plays a cop in one scene, co-stars. Deep Red, Argento, Carnival of Souls, Satanic Rites of Dracula, Horror Express, and Blood Tide. So some of the bigger public domain titles there. But yeah, not the best, not the coolest. Outpost Black Sun, a film that I do have. Another World War II zombie film from that trilogy. Alright guys, we've only got about 5 or 6 left. Here we have Fall Down Dead. Dominic Swain, Udo Kier. 7 days. Okay. No, I don't know this one then. Image put this one out. David Carradine. Udo Kier, Dominic Swain. I don't know anything, guys. I know nothing. All right. Really want to watch God Told Me To, but the import is too expensive. Yeah, I hear you. God Told Me To is phenomenal. Watch it any which way you can, if you know what I mean. You gotta see that one. Ooh, nice. This is a Norwegian film, I believe. Yes, I believe it's a or is it from the Netherlands? It's in Dutch. Belgian writer, director, okay. It's in Dutch, and it's a Belgian filmmaker. And somebody that I follow on Letterboxd named Joaquin loves this movie and recommends this movie. I have it already on DVD, so I'll figure out which is the nicer copy. Ooh, we have a full moon triple feature here. I think all the films in it I own, but still pretty cool. Killer Eye, Halloween Haunt, Decadent Evil, and Skullheads. So that's kind of cool to see like a full moon triple feature there. That might be worth a few bucks. I think I have all the films. Let's see. We have The Devil's Revenge. William Shatner, Jerry Ryan, Jason Brooks. Welcome to Hell. This is Dollar Tree fodder if I've ever seen it. This looks garbage. Looks like garbage. Infliction. Some sins can never be erased. Has two brothers documented their murder spree in North Carolina. This is the actual assembled footage. Cool. Found footage. North Carolina-centric found footage, nonetheless. Put out by Fox Trail 2014. Cool. Excellent. 2 more, guys. Hobbs End, a nice sealed copy of Hobbs End, the obscure little weird early 2000s slasher. I do have it up there, but awesome to see a sealed copy. I mean, this is stuff you just don't see. And last, let's see if it's least. Oh, okay. Not much of a horror film. Double Vision. This is actually an American-Chinese co-production. Hong Kong, America at the time. Or Chinese America at the time. 2002. David Morse stars in this one. It's a little weird, trippy, almost cyberpunk with horror element. It's a weird film, but a cool one. So, wow. Guys, that was exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm wondering if I was to buy another one of these collections, if it would be the same kind of movies. I know it would be hard for them to guarantee a new selection of films. with that said, check out VIP Video, guys. If you enjoyed this lot and don't mind spending about $1 per movie, I ended up getting a good deal on them because I shouted him out, and hopefully some of you guys will check him out. And if you do, drop in, send him a message and say, hey, Mike, the Bored Cyborg sent me. Because I'm curious to see if I could get him a bit of business. Because I think lots like this are really cool. And, on the Mercari story, as images of what the shop looks like, a couple images of what their sort of warehouse looks like as they're picking movies, and I think things like that are on the way out. And I enjoyed supporting them for what these are. These are not great. These are a lot of lost and forgotten films. Probably a lot of garbage here, but I guarantee there's some gems here. Maybe no masterpieces, but some 3s out of 5s, some 3.5s out of 5s, things like that. So, guys, holy crap. I really, really want to thank you all very much for checking out this live stream. There we go. Sorry. I'm just going to do this handheld and just show you guys one last kind of overview look there at everything. Look at all those. A couple of the ones I threw against the wall. So, again, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this live stream. I wasn't able to keep up with the numbers or anything, which is good. It actually just allowed me to talk and do my thing and not get caught up in my numbers and whether or not people are watching. But we do have a lot of thumbs up, so thank you so much for that. Feel free to hit that thumbs up. Let's get that thing crawled up to 5 or to 15. 5. Let's go down in thumbs up. That'd be great. We got 10 people in here right now. Let's see 15 thumbs up. That would be awesome. But again, guys, so many cool horror movies. Things like this. Things like The Cremators, which is just so bizarre. Things I already have, like Outpost. This was, honestly, I couldn't have picked this better. This is exactly, no duplicates. Well, a couple dupes. But not direct dupes. It's movies that were in like multiple different sets. An HD DVD, that was weird. 2 dramas, which I can do without. 1, a Christian drama, which is like the worst possible combination on the planet. And, but everything else was straight up horror from the aughts. The majority of it was from the aughts, and I bought it for that reason, to beef up the aughts horror collection. And we got a couple surprises, some 60s stuff, some 70s stuff. Lots of really cool shit here, guys. I'm so excited to go over this a second time. Things like this, all the Japanese ones that we got, guys. How cool are these? So anyway, all right. So we got 12 thumbs up. Let's keep going. There's a few more if you don't mind. A few more. But that's it. I won't beg anymore. I really, really appreciate all you guys coming in and checking this out. I will see you very soon. We'll be doing another live stream this week, and then next week we're doing 100 slasher films ranked. It's going to be an insanely ambitious video. I'm going to have a setup similar to what I did today so that I could see the comments on the screen, and so that I can talk about all these movies and I don't have to use the front camera like I am now, because the front camera apparently, yeah, see, reverses everything, which is annoying. But the back camera, like I'm using right here, doesn't. Or maybe I didn't hit the button. Like I'm using right here, does not. Right? Yeah, see, that's how it's supposed to be. So anyways, guys, I hope you all tune in for that live stream a week from today. I'm going to start promoting it soon, once my brother has some graphics for me to put up. I want to thank you all very much. I love you all. You guys are the best. I will see you all very soon. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the live streams. There will be plenty more to come. And hit that little bell for notifications, as it will alert you as to when I am live. Thank you all very much. I had so much fun doing this. I got to come down off the dopamine train. 150 hits of dopamine there. And thank you all very much. I'll see you all next time. Peace out. Bored Cyborg. Ow.